Okay, folks, I'm here with Russ, founder of Bitclub Network,
Hello, everybody.
and a lot of things are going on at the moment, right?
A lot of
I remember
things.
when I started 2.5, almost 3 years ago, it was just nothing compared to what's happened in the last 12 months.
Actually, last month we did more in sales than we did all of 2014, 2015, and 2016 combined.
Wow, wow. So where are we at the moment? I see. I get a lot of. I don't know how you are doing, but I get a lot of messages. That's the work, and that's the word. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So yeah, what happens?
So, when we built this thing, or when the programmers built all of the software to run everything, $100 million a year, no problem. $200 million a year, no problem. $500 million a year, no problem. Hitting the $1 billion a year mark, we're seeing the limits of what our systems can handle. And right now, like, we've been growing, and if we just level it off, like, no more growth, just level it off. That's more than $1 billion a year, but that's not what's happening. It's actually starting to move faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
And so the binary cannot handle the stress. Support, I mean, we have some really good support people, but when you have the levels and amounts of people joining, and they're new to the world of Bitcoin, new to Bitclub Network, and people just do things, they don't understand what they're doing, support gets backed up. Also, we did things a little bit differently. Because we pay out Bitcoin every day, where a lot of network marketing companies, they pay out their commissions once a week, once a month, or maybe they pay 5 times a month, once a week, and then once a month for the residuals.
Yeah.
And then they pay out checks, or maybe load to a debit card. So with those systems, it's really easy because they're all bank accounts in essence.
Yeah.
And with a bank account, everything's tracked, all the names, socials, everything.
Right.
So if a customer support person ever stole something, it's like, oh, it went to this person.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is anonymous money.
Yeah.
So we have to make everything so bulletproof to where somebody can't just rip us off and rip all the members of Bitclub Network off, because if we get robbed and all the money's gone, then we can't pay anybody. So we have to be so careful with so many different things that we can't just trust a customer service rep to, oh, this messed up, just add 5 Bitcoin to his back office because he paid the 5 Bitcoin to a 99 invoice accidentally. Oh, here, I'll fix that for you. And the customer service rep, you're like, oh, I put 5 Bitcoin in somebody's back office that easy? I'll go set up my own back office and just put 5 Bitcoin in my back office and do it with an anonymous name, and then go do a withdrawal anonymously. And then we're like, hey, wait, this isn't right. Where'd it go? We don't know. So there's a lot of issues with how support runs, and we've hired a lot of people, and then, as in all jobs, some people don't work out. And so we're always hiring more new people all the time. And then also withdrawals.
Yeah, let's talk about this for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, how many withdrawals can you do?
Okay.
In 1 hour? Did you ever stop that?
I can probably do myself. If I crank through it. I could probably do 200 an hour.
200 an hour. Okay. And how many requests do you have every day now?
Just for Bitcoin? About 2,000.
2,000. So why don't you sit down 10 hours and just do that?
Right.
I mean, because there are only 2 people who can do that, right?
No. We have people help with. No, because that payout, there's only a set amount in that wallet.
Yeah.
And it has to have a special 2-factor authentication code put in there to do the payout. So that way we can actually watch it. And then we have a a couple customer support reps that we trust more than other people, so they can actually go and
do that too.
Yeah.
Are they also that fast? Like 200 an hour?
A lot of them are faster.
Really?
Because they just do the first page.
Yeah.
And they can just like click, and then the arrow stay, like the pointer stays where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And then they just hit enter because it brings up a box that says cue this, yes or no.
Yeah.
It's automatically yes. They just hit enter, so they can just go click yes, click like that, and do that fast. I do a little different. I look for the bigger ones that are like half a Bitcoin or bigger. So I actually go through all the pages, and I'm looking for all the big ones. And actually, we just got it changed. It literally just changed last night. So now all the bigger withdrawals show first.
Okay.
But that's going to make it harder for those guys. So we're actually probably going to change it up to where the bigger withdrawals will be separate. Because they still want to do like just click and enter. So it'll probably still be the smaller ones, so they can just crank through the small ones. And then I'll make sure because I want to look at the big ones. Last month we found 2 different exposures, like in the last 30 days. One exposure cost us 61 Bitcoin and one cost us 10 Bitcoin. So 71 Bitcoin we lost. So I wouldn't really call them hacks. One thing was a hack. That one cost us 10 Bitcoin, and it wasn't. It's weird to say a hack because we actually think it might have been one of our developers that somehow got access to the live database because we have a new back office we've been working on, plus the app, the phone app, and somehow now integrating these, one of those developers might have got in somehow, and so we still don't know exactly, but it was. I caught a 9 Bitcoin withdrawal where I was like, that's a little suspicious and weird. Let me go look at that. And I started tracking. I was like, wow. And one invoice for a repurchase had been made for like 560 something Bitcoin. So this one got 10% for that being first level for the repurchase. So they got like 50 something Bitcoin, sent those Bitcoin out to all these different usernames. And then these usernames started, and then they got us for 10 Bitcoin because they were doing little withdrawals, 0.5, 1. And they got us for those over like 5 days. And then all of a sudden they got really cocky and like, oh, and I was like,
there's something weird.
Well, the ID number was really high.
Okay.
And they're withdrawing 9 Bitcoin. I'm like, how do you make 9 Bitcoin that fast?
Now you know how.
Right. So that was one thing. The other one was an exposure, and the reason transfers were shut down for a while.
Okay.
So we always had it where you couldn't do double spins. That's what makes Bitcoin special. You can't do a double spin.
Right.
So with ours, we always had all these different safeguards in place, but somehow something happened, I guess, with one of these updates. So somebody could be in the same back office on 2 different computers.
Yeah.
Let's say it's 7 Bitcoin, they send 7 Bitcoin to 2 different usernames at the same time. So now they go, and then they get in those usernames and do withdrawals on both of them immediately. Now the withdrawals,
how you double your money.
Right? Now the withdrawals get locked in, and so one account was no problems. That account's at 0. The other account goes to -7, but they got the withdrawal.
I see. So 2 things: a lot of withdrawals,
so
and
it's over
you're
2,000.
taking more care of what's happening. And that's why there are the delays, right?
Yeah, well, so the delays is because of the growth. We only have so many people. I don't know the exact number of people that joined last month, but again, we had more sales volume last month than the whole 2014, 2015, 2016 in a single month. So it's very possible we had as many people join last month as all 2014, 2015, 2016 combined in a month. And when you have that kind of exponential growth, it just bogs down every system. Customer support, withdrawals, and then people are like, we only get paid. I've been waiting 3 or 4 days for a withdrawal. It's like, wait, other network marketing companies pay like maybe once a week, some once a month.
That's always funny when you do something good to people, and then at the time you cannot afford it anymore. They're like, well, what's wrong here?
Right, people get spoiled. Yeah, people
Right?
get spoiled. And so it's okay. We're hiring a lot more people.
Yeah.
And for queuing up withdrawals, not a big deal. It's just that, you know, the bigger ones I like taking a look at because a customer support person is like, you know.
Yeah.
So they handle little ones. I normally spend, you know, a couple hours a day, but we don't get 200 big ones a day.
Yeah.
You know, I'll normally do probably 75 big ones a day, maybe
Okay.
150 sometimes that are big ones. But yeah, I mean, like, again, it's not like a bank account. We have to be careful so that everybody's money's safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about the Bitcoin mining lottery that we have now every hour?
I know.
I call it a lottery.
It kind of is. And I feel bad for some places because, like, one lady in Africa, she was like, Russ, this isn't fair. The internet is better in Japan and Korea. We can't compete with their internet.
Yeah.
And that's actually a very true statement.
Yeah.
When you hit send in Africa and you hit send in Japan or Korea, it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's literally selling out in like a click.
Yeah.
Like a second.
I had something similar today when I wanted to transfer money from one Bitcoin account to another here in Jakarta.
Right.
Because internet here is really
Yeah.
not what we're used to.
Correct.
Took me, I think, 10 minutes to figure out to get it done.
Wow.
Like just to send Bitcoins from one account to the other because the Wi-Fi was slow, my phone
Yeah.
was slow, so yeah.
Exactly. So, so here's the thing, and I know everybody loves the Bitcoin mining, not really because it pays more than GPUs, but because you make residuals on it because of the repurchases.
Right.
We're all network marketers. We all want to have residual income, and when there's an automatic forced repurchase, I know if I sign a person up for that, I'm getting paid every whatever
Couple of days, yeah?
on that forever.
Yeah.
That's what I want. GPU, I get paid once I'm done. GPU, though, in the first 1 year, those had 10x. So if you bought a $1,000 GPU mining contract, in those first 12 months, it brought you back like 10,000. That's crazy huge. People are like, no, get Bitcoin, it's better. And it's because it's better for them.
Yeah.
So the reality of Bitcoin mining equipment is, in the pools, we don't look like we're close to the biggest, but we're actually about the third largest mining pool from ownership of equipment.
Okay.
A few of those pools are actually all Bitmain equipment, like Antpool.
Yeah.
They're all owned by them. And then Bitfury is the other big manufacturer. They own all their equipment. They can make way more money mining with it themselves than selling it to us.
This is what I heard about all the producers at the moment, that they you purchase mining equipment, but then they use it for themselves for like 2-3 months before they send it to you, right?
Not necessarily, no.
Some of them.
It depends on who you're dealing with. And I don't even want to get into some of the negotiations, and I won't even say which one, but some of this stuff is just downright dirty. Like, I'm just like, how can they ethically ask for this? And the reason that they have so much power is that there's basically 3 companies. One is and the other 2 are good as far as the equipment and how it works. And they know it. So they know if they make it and manufacture and mine with it, they make this much. Or they can sell it to us for that much, make less. Yeah. But now it's diverse and they don't own everything themselves. But they don't really want to. And when we're like, hey, we want to buy this much, they're like, we'll give you that much. We're like, can we please buy more? Like, sure. Here, we'll sell it to you for a higher price than last time. Yeah. And then after so much time, you have to give half of it back to us. Right?
What?
That's not selling.
That's not selling. No,
right.
We call it lease. Right?
Like literally, they want half of it back.
Okay.
I'm like, after we make our money back, like when we break even, like we get our money back, then they get half of it back.
Who would do that?
I know, man. I know.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to buy this stuff, and nobody wants us to be bigger than them. Bitmain or Bitfury, they don't want us to be bigger than them. If they would allow us and said, look, as much as you want to buy, we'll sell you this much. Yeah. We can become bigger than them. No problem. Yeah. They will not allow it. Okay. We don't have any choice.
Okay, so that's why
there's only so much, right? So
that's why we have the lottery at the moment. How long?
No. That's not completely the reason. That's partial. Partial. Now we did just buy another 140 petahash a few weeks ago, but that's not getting delivered until December.
Christmas present.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, it's taking that long. Yeah. Pay in beginning of August, September. Oh, sorry. Beginning of September. Yeah. September, October, November. So 3.5 months to receive the equipment. Probably like 100 days to receive the equipment. So it's not 7 days or 10 days or even 30 days. Yeah. And that's buying 140 petahash. We're like, hey, we need another 100. They're like,
okay. So that's one reason.
So they're going to let us know like the next amount that we can buy. Yeah. But it's here. We'll give you this. Yeah. Like they're not going to sell us that. Yeah. And they and really the numbers, to be honest with you, they could not produce if they let us just
buy whatever you want.
Like we could probably, if we really tried to crank this up. I mean, think about the marketing budget we could spend if we wanted to. We could spend $1 million on marketing, no problem.
A day.
No problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we could spend that much on marketing and bring in hundreds of millions a month in sales. Yeah. At the moment, the way we're choking this thing, where it's like a lottery, we're doing $2.5 to $3 million a day in sales.
Which is
more than $1 billion a year.
Yeah.
With a choke on it. Yeah. A lottery.
Yeah. Yeah.
So imagine if we just take the choke off.
Yeah.
We could do 200 million, no problem, with doing no marketing. If we tried to do a little bit of marketing, we could end up being a $4 billion over the next 1 year. That's it's just not like. So that's part of it, and our binary system is just overloaded. And so we were taking the invoices, but the invoices could not keep up. So people were like, Russ, we put them in, but the sales aren't showing. And then like a day or a day and a half later, they're like, okay, they just showed up.
But no, they were.
But well, not. I mean, some people would be bad. Some people was good. Yeah. Like it didn't affect everybody negatively. Some people was good. Yeah. Because they would have been over their cap, but because they were delayed, they weren't, and then they ended up getting the sale, so it helped them. Yeah. Other people would have been under, but then it rolled over, and then those and some new, and so just affected different people in different ways. But it was getting more and more and more and more and more backed up. So we have new servers on the way, and they're rewriting how the binary deals with the Bitcoin mining contracts because, and I don't understand it completely, but I think it has to do with the 500, 1,000, 2,000, where it's 3 credits, 6 credits, 12 credits, or 21 credits, how that's managed compared to the GPUs. It's just 6. It's just the same over and over and over and over again. I think that's part of it. So they're rewriting that structure. So right now, GPUs, unlimited amounts. Okay. That's no problem. And again, I understand where people are like, I will get paid residuals on the Bitcoin mining, not on the GPU. I understand that.
Is there in the future an option that we can get paid residual on the GPUs? I know it's hard, but is there an option?
Okay, here's the complication with that. You can be mining Ethereum today, Ethereum Classic tomorrow, this one. So you can, and we're going to be adding more different currencies there.
Yeah.
So when we're holding a percentage and all of these different rates, so we have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Now we got to make kind of an internal token where it's changed on a daily, because all of these prices are fluctuating for all these different things.
Yeah.
And so now, what's the price of this token compared to all these different things that are alternating? And we're holding this. So we took a little bit of Ethereum, we took a little bit of Ethereum Classic, but the price could go down or up, and the other ones could go up or down. Where Bitcoin, it's one thing that we track, and so we know what we have, and then we buy you a partial share, and then put that into buying more equipment. With this, it's just a mess.
Okay.
Is it possible? Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
We just need to find a way to get it.
Google does some impossible things. They have 70,000 employees that are programmers. So, yeah, if you have 70,000 programmers working for you, sure, you can just do crazy, insane things. Google has, like, lots of different programs and apps that do the exact same things as other programs and apps that they do. Like, they literally have overlaying things. Because they just have so many people, like, they can pull off anything. For us, again, with keeping everything safe and secure so we don't lose everything we've built, we have so many different protocols, and we have to, like what's the word I'm looking for? Compartmentalize all these different things so nobody has access to everything. It's just a different animal. And so things can be done. It's just, do we stop working on this to go work on that? And just by the way, we are opening up a new, it's not Bitclub Network, but it's separate, but it's a software development company that'll be under one roof. That way we can actually have tracking on all the computers, cameras, everything. So that way we won't really need to trust those people, because we'll have everything about them, their passports, everything. So if anything ever happens, we can go back to the logs, who was logged in, who did what, and then they're going to jail or prison if they did something. Because it'll be a normal software company where it's not like we are now, where everybody's spread all over the world. We don't really know who these people are. Like, oh, I'm this guy. Okay, but we can't see you.
Maybe on Skype sometime.
And it's just a different animal. And then, like, I just go into all these different things, because when people are not there, it's so easy for me to figure out ways to go around and make loopholes to get in. And like, oh, this guy called me, he said he was you, I sent this to you, because that kind of happened last year with a hack. It was like just a weird situation. And last year, by the way, we lost like 1,000 Bitcoin.
Right.
But
I remember.
But our members
was it 300 something, right?
Yeah, but I mean it's 1,000 Bitcoin. But our members didn't lose anything. Like we ate
You covered it.
Yeah, we covered it.
Yeah.
So when everybody goes, "Oh, Russ, you make so much money," no.
Okay, so one question I also get is, how long are we going to have this situation?
This situation probably another 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks, and then everything will be
back to normal for a while. But again, like, if we can't either get more equipment or have people on their own shift to buying GPUs, because it's still mostly going to Bitcoin mining equipment.
By the way, I have a lot of people that tell me, well, GPU is fine, but Bitcoin mining is more profitable. Is that right?
At the moment, it might be about the same-ish.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I've learned my lesson a few times now. With getting ahead of the market compared to reacting to the market. So we got involved with Ethereum mining. It was GPUs, but we didn't know GPU. We just oh, Ethereum. Like, so when I actually talked to Martin, because the price had gone from like $8 to $20,
Right.
we're like, can we mine Ethereum? Like he was asking me, can we mine Ethereum? I was like, I don't know. So we're like, wow, it's at $20. And so we figured out that we could, so we bought some equipment. And then other guys were like, hey, that's not fair. You get to keep it all. You got to sell some to us. And we're like, all right, we'll do that. So we set up to sell, but we only had a little bit, so we sold out really fast, like within a few hours, sold out of that. And then Ethereum forked and went down to $6.
Right.
So everybody was like, this is garbage, this is crap, blah, 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 blah. But they were mining Ethereum, and I was like, wait, you don't have a lot of Ethereum. Same as when we started with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin was $200.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have any Bitcoin. Why you want the price to go up? Shut up. You want the price to be low. Just relax. And so the price stayed low, and we mined a bunch of Ethereum. And the first year, that $1,000 contract ended up making a return of like 33 or 34 Ethereum for the first year.
Yeah.
And
that's about 10,000. That's times 10, which is really bad investment.
right.
Yeah.
right.
I
So
can understand.
right. So, but at the time, people are looking at 33 Ethereum in a year times $6. Oh, it's gonna take me 10 years to break even.
Yeah.
It's like, relax. So then when it jumped up all of a sudden to a couple hundred, people were like, sell us more.
Yeah.
Then when Zcash was started, there was so much hype, people were like, give us more. And I would say one of the top 3 biggest mistakes, we've made a lot of lucky decisions in Bitclub Network.
Yeah.
One of the biggest decision mistakes,
Unluckiest decisions?
yes, was Zcash.
Zcash.
I wasn't thinking, because the hype of what Zcash could do, but yet the first day of Zcash there was nothing to mine. It was like a little piece of Zcash the first day.
Yeah.
We're like, we got to be on the first day. So lots of people took all their power from Ethereum onto Zcash, and we were on Zcash, and I wasn't thinking, there's nothing to mine.
Right.
Stay here, get all this Ethereum, wait for it to ramp up. Then, but everybody was so hyped up, even me, on the whole Zcash, weren't thinking that there's that ramp up period.
Yeah.
So we could have made, just from mining all the members, probably an extra, I don't know, few $1 million. It would have just stayed on Ethereum and waited for the 30 days that Zcash ramped up.
Yeah.
We all combined would have made a few million extra dollars. So it's like, it sucks, but what you gonna do?
Yeah.
So that was a wrong decision looking back. But the way we promoted it and everybody getting excited about Zcash, so everybody bought more, was a great thing looking back. Just what we were excited about was not the right thing to be excited about, but we didn't know at the time because we're all learning as we go. So, but what I've learned from this is that instead of reacting to these markets, like going up to 20 or then going down to 6, then going up to whatever and then going down, and then Zcash, we got to buy more equipment because Zcash is coming, and reacting. Instead, it's like, you know what? We don't know what's going to happen a month from now or 3 months from now or 9 months from now. We don't know, but if something comes out like an Ethereum where it's some crazy amazing team, and you might have 5 of these new platforms come out with crazy amazing teams where they can make so much money, and everybody all of a sudden, all that power just, but that power could be making 10 times more than we make on Ethereum right now every day, but we just don't know.
Yeah.
And if we react, we might not make the money. Where if we're ready, so with people going, I'm gonna pay my $1,000, but it really doesn't look that good right now. Look, man, if you don't pay that $1,000 now, 6 months from now, something happens, and all of a sudden everybody's like, and you go, oh my God, I can make 10,000 in the next 60 days. I want it. Oh, sold out. What? Like, then it might be this is sold out. Like, you don't know what's going to happen.
I think that's the most important message, that nobody of us knows what's happening tomorrow. We don't know where prices go. We don't know where difficulty go. We know nothing.
Nothing.
So as you said,
and we don't know the new stuff.
The best thing is to buy the currencies and mine them.
Yep.
Buy them and mine them. Buy them and mine them.
Yep.
When prices go down, you make more money by mining.
Yep.
When prices go up, you make more money when you hold the currency. So.
Exactly. So we have the best of every world if we just diversify in this. Some people are like, oh, Bitcoin's the biggest, just Bitcoin. And that's fine. And some people are like, no, I want the newer currencies. I want to mine Ethereum Classic. I want to mine Zcash. And that's the other thing. When people go, what's the best thing to mine? If you're looking at what do you make the most dollars every day, you can do the math on that. I think that's the wrong way to look at things, though.
Yeah.
I think looking at market cap, and a lot of people don't understand market cap. They look at the price of a coin.
Yeah.
And if you look at $1 is this many euros, or $1 is this many yen, or $1 is this many rupiah, and you're just comparing currencies, that's how you do currency.
Yeah.
You can't compare gold and silver like that, because they're different entities that their price is based with USD, its price is based with USD, and you're looking at an ounce. And the world markets know roughly how much gold or how much silver there is in the world.
Yeah.
USD and other fiat currencies, governments
print.
In fact, they just said a really special milestone just got hit in the United States. 20 trillion in debt just got passed. 20 trillion in debt. So that means they just, here, more money. Just like, so, and the dollar is losing value against the other currencies at a pace to be the worst year since 1985. So things are not good, and yet the price of Bitcoin over the past 1 year,
I think 600% or more than 600%.
700 or 800%. Yeah, at least 600. Yeah, at least 600.
At least 600.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
I remember Christmas.
Yeah.
People were like,
it was 1,000.
If it goes to 1,000, wow.
Yeah. Now I thought beginning of this year, I thought we could triple and go to 3,000 by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. But now when you look at Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, because really that was one entity, you're looking at over 5,000 already.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if it's going to be 3,000 by the end of the year or 10,000 by the end of the year. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then if you look at Ethereum Classic, Monero, lots of these things have grown so crazy. I remember us doing presentations where we're looking at the Bitcoin market cap. It's $2 billion market cap. And now it's $150 billion market cap for all the different cryptocurrencies. And it's not going to be long, it'll be $1 trillion, $5 trillion, $10 trillion. And all of us that are involved with this, we're all not just getting rich, but we're getting richer and richer and richer. And literally we did nothing more than walk into the water and let the wave hit us. Mm-hmm. We just got in the way of the wave. Yeah. We did nothing special. I'll ask you a question. How many teenage millionaires do you think there are now in the world because of cryptocurrency?
I know.
This is like nothing else ever.
Bitcoin could be the retirement plan for young people. If they just get one Bitcoin.
I know a lot of us, so I got involved with Bitcoin was like 500, went down to 200. Yeah. And now everybody would talk about, it was at 1,200, now it's at 200. What's wrong? I'm like, nothing's wrong. Don't worry. Here's this bubble, here's this bubble, here's this bubble. The next one could go, we don't know. Are you going to be ready? So we were ready. But we don't know where this goes. Yeah. And still nobody knows about Bitcoin. Like, they do, but they don't.
They heard about it.
But they
don't know
have no clue what it is.
Right.
They don't own it yet.
Yeah.
And so Bitcoin will be $1 million, but when we got involved, when it was at 500, 200, whatever, there were people that got involved with Bitcoin was $2 and $3 and $4 and $5 that were like, oh my God, it's so expensive now. Yeah. But we got in, we're like, no, the vision, it's cheap. Yeah. And it was cheap.
I literally talked to a friend.
Yeah.
And he said, because he bought Bitcoins, and he was like, well, I paid €1,000 for a Bitcoin. Yeah. He paid a little less.
Right.
And I said, hey, believe me, people will come to you and say, hey, you bought Bitcoin for less than €1,000, right?
Exactly. So I know a lot of us, we're like, wow, Bitcoin is $4,300.
Yeah.
There's people just now getting involved now, and it's growing exponentially. Same as Bitclub Network is growing exponentially. There's people involved with Bitcoin that are new, that are going, Bitcoin's going to 50,000, Bitcoin's going to 100,000, and they're right. And there's people that will get involved with Bitcoin when it's 50,000. They're like, Bitcoin's going to 1 million.
Yeah.
And they're right. So it's all matter of perspective. If you got in at $2 and then it's at $5, it's expensive.
It is.
But if you got in at $500 and now we're at, it's expensive.
It's expensive, right?
But somebody that's brand new, it's just where you got in.
That's where prices, yeah.
Yeah, and so we have nowhere near saturation. And by the way, the beautiful thing about this compared to, because a lot of people want to compare Bitcoin to a Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme, you're paying the older people from newer money coming in. Mm-hmm. Bitcoin is not an investment coin per se. It just is at the moment.
Yeah.
This is for transactions and security and privacy and all these different things and ease of use, lower fees, worldwide, unbankable can get involved. It's a utility to be used in saving money. It's just that it's very limited like gold. It's rare. So the value is going up as more and more people get in, but eventually this is going to hit a ceiling as far as what it's worth in dollars. Then it's just going to be used.
Okay.
It's not like everybody goes, okay, the price is never going to go any higher. We'll stop using Bitcoin now, and now it'll tank.
Yeah.
That'll never happen. Because now we all have Bitcoin. Now we just use it because we have so many people in. It's spread out however much. Now we just use it, and prices won't be in dollars. They'll be in Bitcoin. Like it'll just be a different thing.
Yeah.
So this is not where it's like, okay, these people are cashing out and there's not enough money to cash them out. This is just, it's just a utility to be used. It's just the people that got in early got rich, and the other people are just users.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to be in. I don't want to just be a user.
Right. Yeah. So let's come back to Bitclub for.
Okay. It's almost like a little podcast here.
It is. Yeah.
I like it.
We said 10 minutes and now we're at 38. Yeah.
No problem.
No problem. So let's go back to Bitclub.
Yes.
You remember in the beginning you could do Bitcoin mining with just a normal computer and you had the GPUs?
That was before my time.
Right. And then they started to
ASICs.
To build the ASIC chips.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this was because the community of people who were involved was growing, right? The whole Bitcoin community was growing, mining was growing, so people were looking for options to get Bitcoins faster, right?
Not really Bitcoins. Yes, Bitcoin's faster, but it was more of a technological advantage.
Okay.
So Bitcoin mining started out with CPUs, just a normal computer. And then one guy figured out how to program a GPU with the algorithm.
Yeah.
And that's actually the pizza guy.
Yeah.
So he went from just one of many people using their computers to dominating like 90% of all the blocks.
With his GPUs.
Because he was the only one who figured out the GPU.
That's why he could afford to pay 10,000.
Yes. Dominated it for a while.
Okay. Very interesting. I guess nobody knew about that.
Yeah. And then other people started figuring it out and they started putting their GPUs on.
Yeah.
And then somebody figured out the ASIC. but it was like a 78 nanometer ASIC, like a big, I want a 78 nanometer like that. So I figured out like an old ASIC, but ASICs are just, there's just no comparison. So we've spent buying GPUs, we've spent over $100 million. We have a little over 5 terahash. Like warehouses and warehouses of computers. Warehouses of computers. The scale we're talking about, I don't even know, man, 100,000 square feet? Maybe 50,000 square feet.
Really?
Giant warehouses. That's 5 terahash. One S9 has 11 terahash.
Wow. And now with this growth,
That's ASIC.
with this growth,
Right.
Bitclub, with this growth of Bitclub,
Yeah.
now the systems have to be
Right.
expanded.
So what's the question exactly?
So the question is, it's because it's funny. Whenever things are going not good, the next jump is like huge and everything is just perfect, right?
Correct.
Like when we started with as you said, with the GPU mining, everybody was like, "Wow, it's not good. If we lost money and we will never make back our money." And if you look at it now, it's like huge. Bitcoin, if it started with CPU, then it went to GPU, it went to ASIC.
Yeah, and then better ASIC,
Right?
better ASIC, better, yeah.
And now we're now right now in a phase where it's maybe getting a little bit hard for people out there.
Yeah.
But the next jump could be like, wow.
See, and that's the whole thing, is that it's the one frustrating thing for me in Bitclub Network, but yet rewarding when I can get people to break through, is that I want Bitclub Network to be the largest distribution channel of people, but most of the general population does not have a lot of money and they're not real smart. Not being mean, just that's the truth.
Yeah.
And so when I have smart, rich people look at Bitclub Network and then they go, "How much money can I give you?" And I'm like, "No, it's not like that." Like, "Can I give you $250,000? Can I give you $1 million? Can I give you $5 million?" I'm like, no. I'd rather have 1,000 people for $1,000 than one guy for $1 million. And he said to me, not somebody else, he said to me, he has a group in the Middle East of 300 people that want to put $5 million in each. True or not true?
True.
What'd I say?
Nope.
Because we can't handle $150 million from 300 people.
Yeah.
So what is frustrating but rewarding is when the people that have no money, no investment skills, aren't real smart, when we try to show them something that can change their lives, like, but this over here will pay me 1% a day.
How long?
And it's like, you don't pay very much. Like, but yet the multimillionaires and billionaires see this and go, "Oh my God, when it comes to payout, this is the highest paying out legitimate thing that I can get involved with."
Yeah.
And so when people are like, it just shows me the level. And so it's like, I want to help them. It's kind of like why in Dubai, I want to rent a bunch of Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces, because there's all these things that we imagine ourselves like, this is what these people do.
Yeah.
This is what these people do. This is what these people do. And if you've never driven a Ferrari, it's the same as you've never ridden a unicorn.
Yeah.
Like it's this impossible thing. once you drive a Ferrari, it's like, I did it.
Yeah.
Once you drive a Lamborghini, oh yeah. You never driven a Lamborghini before? What? So I want to take a bunch of people that have never done some things and break them past that next ceiling.
Yeah.
And most people have never really invested. They work and pay their bills. They work and pay their bills. They work and pay their bills. I was an electrician. I worked and I paid my bills, paycheck to paycheck. When I got into network marketing, I still had that mentality of I would make paychecks and then I'd spend all the money I had.
Yeah.
Even when I'd make a lot of money, I would spend all of it. That's why there's a lot of broke networkers, because we're still the same people we were before.
Right.
We just didn't want to get told when to wake up anymore.
Right. Yeah.
But we were still the same thing.
Yeah.
And then you start getting around the smart, rich people. They're like, dude, what are you doing? And I get a little bit older, and you start going, oh, okay. And so now it's like, I want to bring those people. So Bitcoin is different, but it's also not just Bitcoin, it's the mentality. Mm-hmm. That's why even when things were bad, I'm like, stop having the Ponzi scheme mentality.
Yeah.
Like break that mentality. And a lot of people didn't listen, went away, were like, they don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And now all those people are back. Worst mistake of my life was not working Bitclub Network. Worst mistake of my life was not paying attention and doing more research to figure out what you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad. So we have people, many people that are millionaires and multi-millionaires, not because of me, not because of you, because of Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining. Bitclub Network just happened to be the vehicle that tied into that. Other people use makeup, other people use juices, other people use whatever, but we found that, and because of network marketing, we were able to make a lot of money. Because of the essence of Bitcoin, we got rich.
Yeah.
I have never made $1 million in a year in network marketing. We have people that did not make $1 million in a year in Bitclub Network, but now they're multi-millionaires.
Right.
Because they were like, oh, I'll just pay what I'm going to hold my Bitcoin, because they learned what's going to happen and paid attention. And then also because they're in this world all the time, what's Ethereum? Let me learn more about Ethereum. Oh, what's Zcash? Let me more. And so now people start learning about different things. They're like, I'm going to take a little bit of my Bitcoin and get some Ethereum.
Yeah.
I'm going to take. And so now we have people that have just multiplied their wealth, and that's not over. Those days are not over yet. And I think so many people think, oh, I missed it.
This is what I hear so often.
You haven't missed it.
It didn't start yet, right?
It hasn't even started yet.
There are maybe 5 million people that are using Bitcoin in this world. And
there's, okay, if you go, I forget what the name of the website is, but you can go and you can see the breakdown of all the wallets.
Yeah.
Wallets that have 1 Bitcoin or more in them, a little over 500,000, like 520,000. Like it's about 500,000 that have 1 Bitcoin or more.
Yeah.
Do you have more than one wallet that has more than 1 Bitcoin in it?
Yes.
Most people that own 1 Bitcoin have more than 1 Bitcoin and have more than one wallet.
Right.
So that might be 200,000 people or less that actually have 1 Bitcoin or more.
Right.
There's not enough Bitcoin for every millionaire in the world to own one. Not enough.
Yeah.
This is a competition to own a single Bitcoin. And right now, there's still an opportunity to own more than one. 5 years from now, it's going to be hard to own 1 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's going to be really hard.
Yeah.
And yet all of our members still have that opportunity, not just own one, but possibly own 50 or 100 or 200 or 500. To get 1,000 Bitcoin now, man, you got to work hard and fast. But if you had 100 Bitcoin, you're rich. Well, I mean, not rich, but you're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, and And even if you have 100 Bitcoin right now, I remember showing people 1,000 Bitcoin 5 years ago, or no, sorry, 5 years ago, like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
like 2 years ago. And so at the time that was like $200,000, $250,000, and I'm like, But when Bitcoin's 10,000, that's 10 million.
Yeah.
Well, right now that's $4.3 million. Where before it was like, it's 200 grand, who cares?
Yeah.
Eventually, it's going to be the same thing for 100 Bitcoin. So right now, 100 Bitcoin is still $430,000. Eventually, that 100 Bitcoin will be 10 million.
Exactly.
So it's still not too late. It's just, it might be too late to get involved and build up to billionaire status, where it's possible that some Bitclub network members could end up doing that. It's possible. If you look at like where the market caps are going, because we have members that own different cryptocurrencies, and we're talking about market caps that could go to trillion, 10 trillion, and a billion. When you talk about a billion into 10 trillion, that's not a lot.
That's right.
That's
right.
So, yeah, it's crazy opportunity, and I understand. Like everybody's like, I have so many people like with what's going on right now, like this lottery situation, and I feel bad. Like they're doing everything they can to uncork it. And I mean, I have people like Russ. We've been trying for 2 days. I've only gotten one new sign up done. We're sitting on 50. Russ, we got 300. Russ, we have like everybody has so many, and everybody's like trying to get that one. And then some people are like, can we go back to the everything in 1 hour, like, or everything like
really?
For a day?
Yeah.
Like so 2,000. Like, and maybe it'll last 15 minutes. I'm like, I think it'll be gone in 1 minute.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like at least this gives everybody the chance around the world to maybe get it in. But I know, man. I know. This is like unprecedented. Like I've never heard of a network marketing company going, "Don't give us any more. $1 billion a year is enough." Like,
right.
What is going on here?
So we have to.
But GPUs we can expand big, by the way.
Yeah.
It looks like we're going to be able to buy between $50 and $100 million a month. So no problem. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
And getting deployed fast. We'll have some videos of this new facility. It's insane. It's crazy.
Where is it?
Insane.
The one in China?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's amazing, crazy.
Okay.
It's giant. I saw a video of the building, like going through all the aisles, and it looks like a football field or a soccer field, like length, like going down, right? And then it's just like row, like it's giant, right?
Yeah.
And then go over to the elevator and go to the second floor, and it's the same. There are 4 levels, and it's 13 buildings. Like 250 megawatts of power for these 13.
How much?
250 megawatts of power for these 13 buildings. And they have over 200 employees there and hiring more, 24 hours a day going. And they even have a manufacturing line with the chips, the GPU chips, building the boards there at the facility and building all the. Now they have these rigs where like if anything burns out, just pop that off, pop the new one, and like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And so they're like, look, man, we have it. So yeah, it's like really special thing that's set up, and we are spending between 40 and 50% on GPU, a little bit more from the money that comes in. So $1,000. I forget exactly what it is, but it's less than 50%, it's more than 40%. So it's more than we do for Bitcoin, but it's less than what it was in the very beginning, because we got a little bit better deal now.
Okay.
So that means if we could buy 100 million in a month, that means we could sell more than 200 million in a month. We just got to get people. So my whole point is that we'll be able to handle the sales. We just either people are going to have to start selling, or the Bitcoin will continue to get cut off like this even after the systems are fixed, because we won't have so much to sell. So it'll be kind of like the GPUs, used to be. Like when we started GPUs the first time, we're like, we have 1,000 shares.
It took like 40 minutes.
Like it actually took an hour and 20 minutes, but our website was down the first 20 minutes. So that was our first, where we sell $1 million in 1 hour. We're like, what? And now it's like $1 million in 4 minutes. Like it's just nothing. Like it's crazy. So either people are going to have to just automatically move on their own to the GPUs, or it's going to be a forced thing that we're not going to be able to stop, because we're not going to take people's money for stuff we can't buy. We can't do it. We have something too good here to screw it up.
Absolutely.
And with the trader, we never did the trader because it wasn't good enough. And we never took people's money. They're like, Russ, we can get so much money, we can figure it out later. Not worth it. And looking back, we made the right decision. Did not do it.
Absolutely.
And so we're not going to do anything to make a little bit of extra money to screw up something that's freaking changing so many lives. Like it's just not worth any risk at all.
Okay.
So everything's smooth.
Very good.
Yeah. So I know there's some pain in the ass stuff going on. I'm sorry. It's just
They have to put a beep on it now because it's the bad word.
Oh, nobody's ever heard that before. So look, everything is good, even though everybody's frustrated. I just try and tell myself every day, we have problems other people wish they had.
Yes.
So we could either have, no sales and stupid stuff, but hey, order as much as you want.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like you said earlier, we've never had more volume, but everybody's complaining they can't put their sales in.
Right. I mean, if I log into my back office in the morning, like I don't.
You're like,
it's
what?
frustrating because everything is already blocked.
Everything's already blocked, and so that when people are calling you, going, I can't get my sales, and you're like, yes.
Right.
That's good.
Okay, Russ, thank you for your time. We already made an hour now.
Yeah. Oh, and guys, I know it's hard to put sales in, but you can make Mega Monster even if you only are selling GPUs. If you make Mega Monster, you're gonna get one of these nice, beautiful watches. It's only about 13 carats of diamonds. So,
bling, bling.
So far, we have 10. Is it 10? It's either 10 or 11 Mega Monsters so far, and I know we have 4 or 5 that are really close. So 3 of us already have these watches, and I've already put the order in for 7 more, but I'm probably going to be putting an order in for another 2 or 3 here very soon. So yeah, man, we're getting close to almost 100 monster builders.
Really?
Remember when we were in Austria and somebody said, how many builders are there? And I was like, 80. And one guy was like, oh, great. I'll end up being one of the first 100 builders.
Yeah.
And now we have almost 100 monster builders.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there's nothing bad except for growing pains. And again, it's great problems, not bad problems. I mean, there's a lot of things in the history of Bitclub Network that could have been really bad, and we've had none of those things happen. So yeah, we're just really blessed, and things are good.
Awesome. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming to see me.
Yeah. Took me just, I don't know how many hours to come in. But it was worth it. And when did you come to Europe again?
I don't know exactly. I might be going to Germany actually in the next month or so. Because
to Germany, could we do something in?
That's possible.
Maybe Austria.
That's possible.
Okay. Awesome.
Very possible. Yes, but we also could do a Skype.
Like last time, yeah.
Like I said, I would.
But it's different. People want to touch you.
I know. I know.
And I want to have dinner with you. And by the way, we go for dinner now.
Yes.
Right? We're already late 40 minutes.
I know.
Okay.
Yes,
thanks.
we are.
And
thank you, everybody.
See you guys soon.
Also, you guys got to get a Bitclub Network phone case.